What it do? Yes, your brother man from the motherland coming to you guys live from the NY, back with another one of that R.O.D Pod. For those that don't know who I am him, Junns The NBIC, aka the voice of the echoes of the Alkebulan Kidnaps worldwide. I want to give thanks and honor to the creators, ancestors, Alkebulan deities, and last but not least, to all my handlers, all my supporters, whether you on YouTube, Facebook, Rumble, Instagram. Thank you. I appreciate it. You see, we rising with the numbers, we rising with the conversations, we're opening up the minds, the souls of the people, and we are not about to lose this control. So without further ado, give a round of applause for that. Yeah, man. Ah, man, what a beautiful day. I had a phenomenal day today. Great build. Uh, had a long conversation with a potential business partner. Um, giving me some clarity as far as the things I need to do in structuring my business to ensure that it's profitable and just it's just a lot of things that's in the works, man. I don't want to talk too much, but definitely be on the lookout. But let's talk to the nitty gritty. Let's get straight to it. Um, why I stopped talking about the European Bible and started focusing on the Alkebulan problems. Yesterday, I had a sister send me um a comment. She posted a comment asking, "Why am I started off talking about the Biblos, and then out of nowhere, I started talking about Black people problems." Um, instead of me giving you an explanation, how about I just show you exactly why we made the change? Take a look at this. And I hope you guys can see this too. Okay? No sound due to copyright reasons. I just want you guys to see this. I want you guys, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to see this. This is the new so-called black culture we are all striving to protect. Look at this. Look at that. All right there for you to see. Somebody left a comment. Shout out Black Girl Magic. Shout out. That's one of my favorite moderators. I want to know where's my other moderator. Bound to. Whenever you ready to pull up, you know where we at. And I'm gonna let this play before I say what I say. So, you know, I want to start off by giving a congratulations to the system for accomplishing what they was desiring to accomplish since the very beginning, and they got it done. Before I even continue, let's give a round of applause for that. You have no choice but to applaud it, guys. Right? Okay, cool. So when you guys ask me why I stopped talking about the Biblos and started talking about black issues, it's because of stuff like that. It's because when you are a father who has girls, who's who's going to grow up having to be around that type of energy. If somebody don't put the ball in motion to put an end to this madness, we're going to lose our children. We're going to lose our nation. Remind you guys, this is in the month of June. This is supposed to be, this is considered Pride Month, which I find it very disrespectful that Pride Month comes with June 19th. Pride Month comes with, the Pride Month come at the same time school is out. I remember growing up, once upon a time, we looked forward for June because we knew when June comes, school is almost over, class becomes easier, teachers become more lenient. It was just fun. You don't have to come to school with your book bags. You just come to school, especially if you know that you passed your class and you're going on to the next grade. You didn't have to come to school with your book bags. You didn't have to hand in nothing. The mass majority of the time, it was recess. We was in the lunchrooms. It was a beautiful time for the month of June. But these heathens took that away from you. Not only did they take it away, they made a complete mockery of the month of June. Shout out to my brother, and definitely shout out to my other brother, my brother Jay Pac, who gave me this, who sent me the link, and I just had to screen record it because people won't understand where I come from when I tell them that I'm no longer keeping God's command. My job is to terrorize it all like a Taliban. It's because of stuff like that. Now, how does that ties in with religion? I'm going to tell you. You see, in religion, mainly Christianity, you're not allowed to judge a person for their actions. Only God can judge me. And when you create such ideologies, it's easy for you to do stuff like that. It's easy for you to allow your daughter to listen to that music, allow your daughter to dress a certain way. I had a whole conversation with my daughter because my daughter decided, you know what? I'll save that. But when you see what's transpiring amongst our people, the foundation comes from what? This is what religion has created. Religion has created a land full of chaos because there's no accountability. What accountability was I do if I know that somebody died for the sins, for the evil nonsense that I will be doing or I will be taught to do growing up? Where's the accountability? If you was to ask one of these girls, do they believe in God? They're going to say yes. If you're going to tell them what's the name of their God, 9 out of 10 times, they're going to tell you Jesus. So when I say that religion is the cause of this nonsense that you're seeing and why I can't no longer take my time out of my life to preach to you guys a doctrine that was created by 33-degree Masons. I have the actual Bible. I'm going to always put this up so you guys can see this. I have the actual Bible. And the real one, the real King James, that Bible costs about 10 bands. I want to know since when the word of God, freely given, freely received, costs 10 bands. What's in that book? And for those that's going to think like, oh, it's just a different version. No, hold on. I want to pull out a scripture that everybody knows. Let's go to Psalms 23, right? Let's go to Psalms 23. Hold on. Let me pull up Psalms 23. So I can show you that this is the same exact book. Oh, I just ripped it. Sheesh. I'm sorry. I forgot you gotta turn the Bible like this, guys. Look. I'm gonna show you right now. Psalms 21. Psalms 23. Hold on. Look. This is not Psalm. Oh, that was 22. Okay, there we go. Psalms 23, verse 1 says, "The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. He makes me to lie down in the green pasture. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restores my soul. He leadeth me into the path of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, thy comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of my enemies. Thou anointed my head with oil. My cup runneth forever. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever." You would you guys like me to pull up a New Testament? Hold on. I will do that too. Let's go to a New Testament. Oh, this book is already ripped up too. Let's go to a New Testament. Because look, and then it's St. Matthew's. Let's go to Matthew's. Is it 6? Let's go to Matthew 4 when he was tempted by the devil. We're gonna go to Matthew 4. Let's read. It says, "Then was Jesus led up in the spirit into the wilderness to be tempted of the devil. And when he had fasted 40 days and 40 nights, he was afterward hungered. And when the tempter came to him and said, If thou be the Son of God, command that these stones be made bread. But he answered and said, It is written, Man should not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of God." This is in the king. Look, you see it? Pardon the lights. This is it. This is it. Don't let these people say KJV. KJV. This is the KJV. Look, I'm gonna show you. Look, pay attention. You're gonna see the Oxford. It says with Masonic help. Remember, Jesus died at the age of 33. 13, including Jesus, it was 13 messengers of God, aka disciples. 13. 13 represents what? 13 falls in what category? It's a prime number, right? Huh? When you go inside the elevators, especially in certain high rises, especially here in New York, the 13th elevator is never there. Nobody asks these questions. You see, when you start doing your homework and you start allowing yourself to seek the knowledge, not be ministered or having somebody hold your hands and say, look, my sister, this is the book to read. Look, my brother, you got to stay here. When you break free from that, and your sole purpose is to figure out how the heck are we in these circumstances, you come to find out that the reason why we are in these circumstances, it's not because of a disobedience and breaking the covenant. That's the lie that they told you. This covenant, these commandments never was given unto the Alkebulan people by God or Abram or whoever, because those individuals never existed ever in life. It can't be proven. You can't show me a single DNA, nothing. It can't be proven. None of it. The commandments came into Africa in the late 1800s, early 1900s by the ways of a man named Albert Christian. Albert Christian was a student under William S. Crowdy, one of the founding fathers of this Hebrew Israelite doctrine. And you know what William S. Crowdy was? A Freemason. You guys thinking that I'm lying? I'll show it to you. Why not? We got time. I want to pause this. Hold on, guys. I want to pause this. Let me show you. I'm going to show you right now so you guys can understand where I'm coming from. I'm going to show you right now. Let me share my screen. Can I get a shared screen? Can I get a shared screen? Hold on. Let me make sure all these things is away. Can I get a shared screen? Can I get a shared screen? Hold on. Let me put this up. Let me give you guys a shared screen right now. For those that thinking that, that I be talking crazy and I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm going to show you right now. I'm going to show you right now. Watch this. Look, already popped up. Okay? I'm going to keep doing this every single day until you guys wake up and understand what the heck is going on. Okay? He was also one of the earliest known Black Hebrew Israelites in the United States. He established the Church of God and Saints of Christ in 1896 after he claimed to have had a vision telling him that blacks were the descendants of the 12 lost tribes of Israel. A vision. You notice all these people having visions, all these people, somebody's talking to them, somebody told them to go in the Bible and go look at Genesis and then go do this, all this. It's the same rhetoric story. But I want to go down. I want to go down. Hold on. Hold on. Make sure that they got this here. Okay? No, let's read this. It says plantation life during the 19th century was hard. Crowdy overseers would punish slaves brutally, despite it being illegal for slaves to read. Right? Crowdy was a religious, caring man from a young age, and learned about the Hebrew prophets. Look, from a young age, and learned about. You see, he learned about it, and then as he got older, one day he was smoking a blunt, and somebody told him he was a Hebrew Israelite. You gotta pay attention to what's being written, guys. Okay, learn about the Hebrew prophets, especially Elijah. And you know they love Elijah, right? According to oral history, Crowdy was beaten. Listen, Crowdy was beaten by the slave master at the age of 7 for taking too much component from the ration. You hear me? the ration cooked to feed his sister. He spent the night locked in a barn for punishment, but prayed to Moses. Look. He didn't even look, check this out. The man didn't even pray to God, bro. He didn't even pray to Jesus, man, then pray to Moses. That means he didn't even respect the God of the Biblos enough. He put his prayers in Moses' hands. Let us continue, please, people, please join the conversation. Right? Moses to be released from bondage of his captors. 10 years to the day later. 10 years to the day later, at the age of 17, Crowdy escaped from his master after an argument. Okay? Look, God didn't come and redeem him, save nothing. But we're going to continue. Look. Crowdy shed the name Wilson, regarding it as the slave name, and became William, right? Which he then used to enlist into the UN Army. He immediately took a job as a quartermaster cook. So he didn't even go on the battlefield. Your man then was a cook. That's why man then feels so good standing here cooking it up, want you to eat, right? Listen, when I was a part of this foolishness, that's what I thought we had to do. Just cook, sit back and cook, stir up the pot, cause controversy and see what happens, right? Let's continue. He joined the United States Colored Troops 19th Regiment of Maryland, along with his half-brother Daniel. We're not going to go into the military career. You can do that on your own. Here we go. Religious life. Are you guys ready? Black Girl Magic, I know you ready. It says, Crowdy settled in Guthrie, Oklahoma after his retirement from the railroad. He became a what? A deacon in the local Baptist church. And what? And a active member of the what? Prince Hall branch of Freemason. This is the man that created the Hebrew Israelite. Him and Frank Cherry. Look, let's read. Look, in 1893, this is why he's a Freemason now. So check this out. This is how you know that these people had their hands tied in with anything that you believe in, these people got their hands in it. Look. In 1893, Crowdy's behavior became strange. For example, he was not always aware of people talking to him. So now he's becoming delusional. So the Hebrew Israelite movement started from a delusional man. Now it explains why these people be in the streets looking delusional, talking pure rubbish. Why? It's because their daddy was a delusional individual. But let us continue. Why not continue? Right? And you guys can look this up. But this is on Wikipedia. This is not me. It's on Wikipedia. Free 99 for you guys to get this knowledge and wisdom. Right? He was always aware of people. He was not always aware of people talking to him, but would sit staring for a long period of time. So it looked like he was catching Alzheimer's. He claimed, listen, he claimed to have had several visions in which he was told that, who told him that? In which he was told, who told him that black people was the descendant of the 12 lost tribes of Israel. He proceeded after, who told him that? Nobody's going to answer that question. Please put it in a comment if you know who told him that. Okay? That the black people were the descendants of the 12 lost tribes of Israel. He proceeded to create the Church of God and Saints of Christ, and is regarded, listen carefully, and is regarded as the founder of the Black Hebrew Israelite movement. Now, look at his garment. Look at the garment. Check this out. Look at the garment. Look at their garments, right? Pay attention to this, right? Pay attention. Pay attention to it. This is the Freemason garment. Don't that look like a Hebrew Israelite? Huh? Okay, no problem. Look, look. That don't look like a Hebrew Israelite? No? 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 Pay attention to what you see in the middle. Right? Now watch this. So you guys still don't see the resemblance? You guys, let me pull this one up. Oh, their gods is stopping it from pulling up. Look, do you see it? Do you see what's in the middle? Do you see the triangle? Do you see it? Let's go back. Do you see it? Huh? Huh? Do you see it? So again, when I tell you, you guys don't know what you're practicing, you don't know what you're following. Everything that you're listening to is an assertion, an assumption, and a belief. There's no facts. There's no facts. Show me the facts. You cannot tell me that we came. Check this out, people. Hold on. I got to show my face because now I'm getting upset. Check this out. You cannot tell me that Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68 is talking about you when it was shown and proven according to your biblos that you was in the Syrian captivity, Babylonian captivity. You think through all those captivities, you think you guys remain pure? Key word, captivity. So that means some of you guys that's claiming to be this, claiming to be that, some of you guys are not even that. And since we've been, in captive for so many centuries of time, right? According to the Biblos. We're going according to the Biblos. This is not what Junns is saying. We're going according to the Biblos. So since we've been under who do we need? You gotta first find Adam, find Noah, find Jacob, find Shem, find Shem, find Japheth. You gotta find Abram. And these people and all these characters that I'm mentioning, you then gotta take a bone, take a hair follicle, take something where you can put it side by side and see if it's connected, see if you guys carry the same DNA. But why this thing is connected? But you can't. But you can't. So while you sitting here arguing, trying to prove to the world that you are the descendant and you are the chosen seed and the kingdom is soon to come and you gotta repent and you gotta do this, this is what this book is doing. This is what this magical book is doing. Hold on. I want to show you exactly what this magical book is doing. Okay? This is what this book is doing. And there's not a single person that can explain this. Out of all these children that you see here, I guarantee you 90 to 80% of them come from a Christian household. So when you ask me why I stopped teaching about the Biblos and start talking about black people problems, because this shit is evident. Your Biblos is just a story that you have to believe and hope for. We got no time for hope. We're losing our daughters. We're losing our daughters. We are losing our daughters. Young man throwing dollars in the air. Look, I seen a little girl, 13, maybe 14 years old, pregnant. Big old belly and all, pushing the stroller and all that, pregnant. We're losing our daughters. So you want me to continue teaching about something to hope for? That's what Creflo Dollar is for. That's what Geno Jennings is for. That's why all these people that's on this on this channel, on these platforms, talking all this religious talk. Now you gotta ask yourself, with all this so-called religious knowledge, what was being done to prevent this? We supposedly got the most powerfulest word, the word of God, the protection. As I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, we should fear no evil. Why hasn't any religious leader stopped this? Why hasn't any religious leader hold these children, mothers, and fathers accountable for this behavior? You know what religion teaches? Religion teaches you to focus on you. Religion teaches you that you can't save everybody. Religion teaches you that, you're going to have those that's going to go to heaven, you're going to have those that's going to go to hell. But how is those going to go to heaven and those going to go to hell? How do you differentiate the two? Because the people that's going to heaven believe that if they follow Jesus, then they're going to be good. The people that's going to hell are the ones that believe in Jesus and believe that his death is the reason why they're sanctified. Meaning, even if I die, I could kill 15 people today. I can have an abortion done. I can kill. I can do whatever. I can sleep with whoever. I can suck whoever. I can live my life, because all I have to do is wake up right before I go to sleep, or right before I start my day, and just pray about it and ask God for forgiveness. And God will forgive me, because according to God, he sent his only begotten son to die for a bunch of sinners, that after his death, these niggas would still be sinners. So then that means that man died in vain. But God said, nothing that I say comes back in vain. So why all of this? Explain it. Listen, I just want explanation. Nobody's giving us explanations. But everybody has something to say when it's pertaining to the word of God. So when you ask me why I stopped, because this book is a demonic book. This book has absolutely nothing connected to us. You can't trace nothing back black out of this unless it comes from a white writer, unless it comes from a white perspective. This is not my assumptions. These are the facts. When you go look into the Strongs, who put the Strongs together? Was it the black man or the white man? The white man. When you read this book, who put it together? If you guys still believe this King James being black, bro, yo, the highest building, highest mountain, wherever you at, just go on the roof and just dive, just jump, because you're wasting time. If you believe that, ask yourself this question, people. Please, just ask yourself this question. A man of such high regards and prestige. Why isn't there any family portraits? Look, the Black Madonna has appeared. Vladimir Putin pulled out a Black Madonna, but he never pulled out a Black King James with his King James family. They say King James is black, that which means his mother must be black too, which means his father must be black too. Where are their pictures? And they was kings before he was a king. Where are their pictures? Where is King James' comrades? Who was the general with King James? You see, when you start asking those questions, this is when people start saying he's under a demonic possession. This is when they tell you to stay away. This is when they tell you, hey, don't listen to that brother, man. He don't know what he's talking about. But I don't know what I'm talking about, but I'm asking questions. And the people that saying I don't know what I'm talking about can't give me the answer. Just give me the answer. Doesn't the Bible say you shall know the truth and the truth shall set you free? So I'm asking you questions and you're not giving me the truth. Prove to me, show me. You cannot show me two pictures of a so-called a black man with a long pointy nose like a beak and a Caesar haircut. When did Caesar haircuts come a part of black culture? A Caesar haircut came upon black culture through captivity and slavery. And King Alfonso and the Spaniards was already in South Africa in the 1400s. Wasn't the Biblos compiled in 1611? Why wasn't this black man, this black king of England, confiscating and breaking bread with the black king of the Congo? Why wasn't King James being acknowledged in Spain? Nobody asked these questions. Nobody asked these questions. I'm going to ask these questions for you. But since you guys are so afraid because you are afraid of so-called hell, I'm going to give you guys a news flash. None of that exists. There's no hell. Now, is there a resting place for the dead? Absolutely. But this hell story, it's a lie. The hell story came with the Greek mythology. This is Greek myth. Okay? Matter of fact, let me show you something. Let me show you something. My bad. Hold on. Yeah, you gotta put me like right here. Let me show you something. Um, oh, they got a book already called that. Hold on. I'm gonna show you something. Let's go to Coldplay. Check this out. Look at this. No. The phrase, the greatest story ever told, mostly famous, refer to the what? To the life of who? Jesus Christ. Jesus says that I come in the volume of the book, right? I am the Alpha and the Omega, right? And it's the title of a classic book. And it's the title of a classic book by Fulton, what is it? Orsler? First published in 1948, this book represents the narrative retelling of Jesus' life from his birth and his ministry to the crucifixion and resurrection. Okay? This phrase, since, listen carefully what I'm about to read to you. It says, the phrase has since become a kind of shorthand for Christian gospel story and it's also been used in other works, like in the 1965 epic film adaptation and more recently in books and author like Bear Grylls. Okay? Okay. So when people say the greatest story ever told, they're usually talking about the story of Jesus, his teaching, his sacrifice, and his profound impact that he had on billions of lives. Okay. The greatest story ever told. Why is it the greatest story? Because that story comes with, I remember I said I was going to do this too. Hold on. I remember I said I was going to do this too. Yeah, I want to show you guys this. No, it's not that. Not that. It's not that. Definitely not that. The greatest story ever told is the Biblos. Look, the greatest story ever told, $8. Let me click it for you guys so you can see it. What is that? Is that not a cross? Huh? The greatest faith ever known. Here's another version. Isn't that not a cross? Huh? Listen, I'm just the messenger, guys. You see, the more you start going down this rabbit hole, the more you start paying attention, reading outside text, speaking and interrogating. I don't want to say interrogating, but more like asking unlimited amount of questions. Speaking to people in Africa, speaking to Mama Bella, and given the knowledge and the wisdom, you come to understanding that all of this has always been a lie. These people have not. These people hasn't been truthful from us from the very beginning. Everything is a lie. But the one thing that no black person can dispute and argue is the fact that everything that these people has told us can't be proven. It can't be proven. The number one factor of it all is while I'm here feeding you guys this Euro-Christian ideology, it's keeping us away from the Alkebulan spirituality. We're not trying to figure out who we are. What our ancestors was worshiping, you letting these Hebrew Israelites who was in a daze, in a coma, you letting these people feed you this ideology. Okay? 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 Oh, put a black face on it. Put a black face on it. Put a black face on it. Look. Look at his outfit. Look at this outfit. Look at the outfit right here. You see that? Huh? You see that? Can't, you can't show me where, you can't show me nowhere in the Bible or have any image of us wearing this outfit. Nobody can pinpoint. Nobody. Again, these are people that's creating. They took it from the Freemasons and they just put a little nigger twist to it. Look. Look. No, they want me to sign in. We not signing in, bro. I just want to see the pictures. Look. Look. The nigga got a cape, guys. Look what it says. The prophets are back. Back from where? Back from where? You can't be a prophet. Listen. Look. Yeah, we gonna turn up, right? We gonna turn up. Check this out. Check this out. You can't be a prophet when your sources of this prophecy or something prophetic is coming from the writings, understanding, viewpoints of the Europeans. You know, the same people you calling the devil, the white man. Remember? No, you know those guys? Yeah. Oh, hold on. Hold on. Speaking of that, hold on. Why are we here? This is a fact. Hold on. Why are we here? And I made sure that I saved it. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna talk. I'm gonna make a special video about this after this live. But I want to play this. I'm gonna share it, and then I want you guys to ask yourself this question. I'm gonna ask you guys a question, and I want you guys to give me a solid answer, please. Right here. Mm-hmm. 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 Right here. I'm gonna share my. We gonna play another one. Hold on. No, this is not it, bro. Hold on. And Black Girl Magic, I received your DM. I sent you a quick response. You know, whenever you get a chance, you let me know. Why is it taking so long, bro? Man, there we go.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allah.
Hey, this is in real time. This is in real time. I just got one question. I got one question. Please. This is the one question. Where is the Hebrew Israelites? Because they used to jam-pack 34th Street, jam-pack 42nd Street, condemning those that was following such religion, whether it's Christianity or Islam. Where are they? Seems like these dudes is never around. It seems like they outnumbered, so they run away. They scattered. Or I guess they got on their chariot and disappeared, right? Because America is finished, right? Let's continue.
أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله.
Fair use, YouTube. Fair use. Please, fair use. Let's continue.
أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله.
Yo, they even got Europeans joining it. Oh, shooky now.
أشهد أن الله.
So when you guys ask me why I stopped teaching about the Biblos and why I put my focus on black people, because of stuff like this. Look what our people is up against. We have an invasion of Islam. We have a chokehold of Christianity. Tina Turner was introducing black women into Hinduism. We got those now in Africa proclaiming to be teaching this Bantuism. And nobody paying attention to the fact that all of this is keeping us in spiritual prison. Nobody is aware of the destruction that these people are doing to us with these religions. Nobody is aware that our land is in these circumstances. Oh, watch what I got for you this Saturday, man. Watch what I got for you this Saturday. Even Saturday, nobody wonders why the seventh day is called Saturday. Because again, the Biblos is in reference in honor to Saturn. Okay? It was him that said, in the seventh day, you niggas shall rest. It was not the creators. It was him that told you, in the seventh day, you shall rest. And it's going to be a holy congregation with me. It was Saturn. Because the Biblos is a 33-degree Mason book. And I got 33-degree Mason friends. And they tell me all the time. I had one ask me this. He said to me, yo, bro, how did you know this? He was like, yo, he asked me, you got family that's a Mason? I said, nah. He said, you sure? I was like, nah. He said, how are you gaining such wisdom? I said, I don't consider it wisdom. I consider it's the ancestors that's dwelling in me, that's forcing me to go through certain doors that the average black person won't go through because the average black person has been butt broken. And among them, when somebody gets broken, you understand? It's hard for him to ever want to stand up. So the only thing you can do is sit down and look up in hopes for something to come down and redeem you. Don't that sound crazy? Because this is what religion is doing. It's breaking our men. It's breaking our women. And it is destroying our children. You see, if we was tapping into that Alkebulan spirituality and we was calling on Ogun and O'Shea, they would have spanked these little girls. Mother Nature would have attacked them. The car would have flipped over. It would have started raining. It would have did something so drastic that they would have to look themselves in the mirror and say, what the heck just happened? But because we don't have that spiritual connection anymore, you're seeing the aftermath. And these people are playing on your ignorance in hopes. This is why your music is the way that it is. This is why your TV shows the way that it is. This is why the men acting that the way that they are. This is why the girls is acting that the way that they are. This is all taught behavior, bro. This doesn't fall in line with nothing righteous, bro. There's nothing righteous coming out of here other than the poetry that was written in Psalms and in Proverbs. And I know, and listen, I know a lot of you guys is gonna be upset. A lot of you guys is feeling some type of way. Like, yo, he's talking crazy, etc., etc. I know a lot of you guys feel some type of way. That's why when you see me talk, they're like, nah, I gotta run away. Because the shit that I'm saying is going to afflict your soul. Not that spirit that these religions want you to be in. The soul. The soul that's connected to the solar universe. The soul that's connected to the what? To the what? To the ancestors. You carry that same DNA. And speaking of DNA, the podcast will be up in 30 minutes, titled, "It is time for the Alkebulan Kidnaps to respect their DNA." Oh, Donna, oh, Donna. Junior don't worry all the things that he said. They gonna learn, oh, they gonna burn. In the morning and the evening, Junns is telling facts, and they don't like it. We don't give a damn. You can take it back. Hey, hold on. Got my water bottle messing with you guys, man. Do you understand? Like I said, look, I'm just the messenger. I'm not here to argue with anybody. I'm not here to make you make you question. Well, you should question what you're believing in. Because if you don't know what you're worshiping, if you don't know what you bowing your knees to, then what are you doing this for if you don't know? And if what you do know is not what it is, then why are you still doing it? Why haven't you, as a black man, as a black woman, tap into the things that you know that your ancestors was tapped into? History has proven that we used to dress like this. There's no archaeological, historical evidence to show that we was dressing like how these Hebrew Israelites is dressing. None of you people can prove that, man. Because all of it is a lie. All of it is information given unto us by the enemy. Hey, give these niggas this book right here. And let them learn. And let them see and let them believe they can fly. Let them do this, let them do that. Let them believe in anything. As long as their focus and their argument is always about the Abrahamic religion. Because the Abrahamic religion was something that they created. We don't know nothing about Abraham. You can just hear it. That does not sound like an Alkebulan. That's something that they created. Okay, Abraham probably was created out of the name Alkebulan and said, "Look, they got Mother Nature, God. We're gonna create our own version. We're gonna think about that, bro. Like, yo, you don't believe that this book is a devil's book? Why would God ask yourself this question, people? And I'm gonna gracefully bow out because it's late and I want to eat and go to sleep because I got to get up early tomorrow. You don't find this strange? And ask yourself, why would God give him a child, knowing what he went through, especially his wife, what they went through to have this child? To God telling Abram that he's going to have a child at an old age. They're going to have a child at an old age. And they laughed. And because of their laughter, God said, you shall name him Isaac. And if you let these Bantus tell you, they're gonna say is Isaka. I'm gonna show you something. Oh man. So look. So it says, so I went on Chat GPT so you guys can know where I'm at. I said, what is Isaac's name? As a matter of fact, let me replace it. I love doing this. So it says, if closer, the name Isaac is typically translated as, let me not butcher it. Hold on. Let me not butcher it. So Isaac. All right. An East Coast adaptation of the Hebrew name, it retains its biblical origin, which means what? Isaac in East Coast, meaning he laughs or laughter. Okay. All right. Okay. It says, hold on. Let me go back up. Let me go back up. It says the name Isaac, and Isikosa is typically translated as Izaki, pronounced Izaka, closely mirroring the biblical origin while being adapted to Isikosa phonics. Breakdown. Isaac in Hebrew name meaning he will laugh or laughter. Okay? In Isikosa and other Bantu languages, biblical names are often translated, not, oh, let me say this right. Hold on, I don't want to butcher it. transliterated, not translated for meaning. Transliterated, okay? So they just changed the name, but the meaning was always from something else, not translated for meaning. So Isaac is Izaka is a phonetic adaptation, not a translation of meaning laughter. But we was told that it was laughter. Now, when you ask these people where did they get that from, they're going to tell you that it came from Isikosa. But when you speak to the scholars, the people that's biblically grounded, they say, no, that's a term of Hebrew. Now, these children, these people that's in South Africa that's claiming these Hebrews, these are the children, the remainers that was re-indoctrinated while these people like Cecil Rose, like Leopold, and there's another guy, I forgot his name. Damn, he was a French nigga. These people was eradicating the men, the elderly, the wise men. They was taking them all out, and they was leaving the children. The max amount of age, the age limit. When you look into the transatlantic slave ship and you read they login logs, the youngest was 2 that they were sending to America. And the oldest was I think was 56. Nobody came over here in their 70s, in their 80s, none of that. None of that. Which means that the people that were sent here was the children. And when I mean children, I'm not talking about like a teenager or a 21-year-old. I'm talking about children when it's pertaining to wisdom, when it's pertaining to the understanding of who you are. This was well orchestrated, guys. A strategic plan that worked. And you're wondering why these people are still in power and not you. And with that being said, people, like, comment, share, subscribe, man. Get yourself some merchandise. Get yourself some sweaters. Link is in the bio. Send me a DM. If you want to have more understanding, please join the movement. Join the movement. Classes will be in effect, but when we get over 100 members to join this membership, there's where you're going to receive the in-depth studies, where I'm going to provide you with nothing but this, right? This is Freemason. This is the Quran. KKK. The Forgotten Book. Okay? And I got numerous of other books too. And a lot of, man, hold on, let me show you another one. Let you guys know that I'm not playing when I tell you I'm on this mission to go find out these facts. All right? Okay? Start reading from people that carry your DNA. Start learning from people that looks like you. And even if they're off, still go look into it, because the reason why you think they're off is because you was taught an ideology and see things from their perspective. It's time for you to start seeing things in your own. And that's just 3. I got plenty more for days. But, Yep. Look at Black Girl Magic putting it up in the chat. The phrase, the greatest story ever told, is most commonly associated with what? The life, the death, and resurrection of Jesus Christ. As told in the what? Christian Bible, it became widely known through. Okay? Okay? Like I said, you don't gotta listen to me. We're living in the age of information. Go grab this information. The story of hell that they told you is inaccurate. This is not true. Complete lies. The story of hell was a mystical story that the Greeks used to tell their children to put them to sleep. Now, I don't know how does something like that will inspire a child to go to bed, but that's where the story came from. Okay? Remember, Constantine was also a Greek Roman individual, which means that his upbringings was also with this mystical story. And when they sat down with all these people in the Council of Nicaea, they had to create a version. They had to create the good, the bad, the in-between, and the penalties that comes with disobeying the God that they're about to introduce to you. And if and you gotta ask yourself this question: if this God of Jesus and etc. was one of us, right? Messindici, right, was one of us, right? The black man was one of us. Then why was these crusades in full effect here in Africa? If Jesus was one of us and we knew about Jesus, why was it brutally forced upon the people? See, when you ask those questions and these people can't give you those answers, they tell you to leave the brother alone. He's going through something. We're not going through nothing. We going through the doors of the facts. And we lock him back those doors of assumptions, insertions, and beliefs. These people are always, they're quick to tell you, oh, the word blessing, it means to be less. But the word belief only allows you to live and accept stress. It's your brother, man, from the motherland. Came to you guys live. Once again, continue supporting, like, comment, share, subscribe. For those that don't know who I am him, the Echoes, the Alkebulan representative. You understand? You understand? And you know what I'm here to do. I'm here to continue keeping my foot on you heathens, you Hebrews, and all the other heathenites, Israelites, and any other knights next. Are you dumb or are you dumb? And guess what, people?